Alrighty. Got some I got some different coloured whiteboard markers. Thanks, Albo. Thanks for stocking the stationery cupboard. It's much appreciated the way that there is always appropriate stationery that I can get, so I can do these voluntary videos. And what was this one called? This one's called governing. I think it was governing. Governing versus management. Now, my claim is that almost every aspect of our government right now has falsely put their finger collectively or communistically up in the air, and they've cheated off the home team, which is the United Kingdom and the Westminster folk, and they've said, how do we do this? Because really, how do you do it? How do you govern Australia? See, this is, and let's just stroll through this. Australia is a British Empire project, right? Isn't it? Oh yeah, bunch of British Empire, the big Union Jacks. Oh, blip 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 blip. Rightio. Okay, so we came down here. We did a whole bunch of stuff. We started a fucking project as Brits, as British subjects, called Australia. Right? We started a project, okay? Now, was this project, was it a nautical project? Was it ocean? No, it wasn't. It's a big chunk of land. And it's way bigger than anything in Britain. It's bigger than Britain. It's bigger than England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, all of them. Way bigger. It also belonged to somebody else, okay? It's also in the southern hemisphere. It's also a completely different climate for the majority of it. It's a big project. Yeah, no one's should be saying that the British weren't ambitious. Now, the problem is that through that ambition, through that conceptual obsession with contracts and paperwork and governments and politicians and all the things, which is great. It is very great. Extremely great. That's why they call it Great Britain, because it's so great. That's why they call it Great Britain. If it wasn't for that, previous to that, it wasn't called Great Britain. It was called Great Britain because it was brought together in this system that we're all using, or that I'm trying to use, and you've all wandered off and you're autistically drawing with crayons all over the fucking place and calling me autistic, but I'm not, right? Because I'm going to tell you why. So Australia did not exist in British history. It didn't exist in world history, right? It's a really ridiculous climate. It's similar to Africa, except different, because Africa is full of Africans, and Africa is the birthplace of some of the greatest civilizations, and it has this whole unique history. It's huge. It's this different thing, right? Australia is very weird because it's basically a massive coastline with a desert in the middle. And this, you can see it, just go back, just step slowly back into it. It's like, oh, yeah, we've got little settlements around the coast. The best spots on the coast, like Bondi, are all taken up. And then we're all obsessed with this thing called money, right, which is all agreed upon in different sections. And this is a problem. If you start criticizing these things, people are like, oh, you're a conspiracy. No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm literally trying to just, figure out how we actually do something, or more appropriately, how we do anything that we should be doing. Australia should not be at this stage right now. It's very confused about itself, right? And it's kind of understandable, because to get to where Anthony Albanese is, he's had to play this strange, intensely British political game, which he is actually quite good at. It's like bocce ball, but way harder, right? He's been playing bocce ball for his entire life, Okay, he's got to where he is because he's the best at bocce ball. Maybe darts. He's very good at darts, right? He's like, oh, mate, like, okay, cool. Darts, important thing to play. Australia, ginormous, fucking absolutely ridiculously ambitious project that is unlike anything that the British Empire has ever done before in its fucking life. And on top of that, we don't even call it the British Empire anymore. We had to split it up and call it Australia because there was this kind of like identity crisis that was going on in the late 1800s, which nobody even knows anything about because we're only concerned with what happened yesterday because the news cycle that we are all forced to participate in is clearly trying to do something that isn't what I'm talking about. There is no way that we can all be focused on a fucking daily fucking news report and doing anything that we need to do at all. Right? This is like a lot of history. The reason it was so stable is because no one knew what anyone else was doing. And this was great because it meant that, like, you basically do this thing, you're like, should we prepare for the unknown? Are people going to attack us? And then you kind of like, you fizz out on that. You make a decision. You make a distribution of how much defense, how much this, how much this, how much this, how much this. Unfortunately, now the whole conversation is constant. And we're constantly fucking with each other all the fucking time. We're in each other's business all the time. And worst of all, especially in Australia, we now don't have a government. We have a management company, which is attempting to manage Australia. Now, most people are going to be like, well, yeah, Shannon, without management, this thing would go to shit. And you're right. You're right. You're very right. So, like, this is the Australian government now. It is one of the largest management companies. I mean, it is the largest management company that has ever existed in Australia, right? This is confusing because I'm going to have to mix terms. This is where Albo is, right here. Albo, right? He's managing Australia. He's the head manager. He's worked his way from the fries up to the fucking to making the burgers, and now he's at the front counter. Now he's the manager, the head management of Australia. Now, a lot of this management now is going to a kind of org chart that exists below this with, I don't even know how many positions and jobs and professions and specialities and boards and registrars and councils and elections. Like, this is normal. This always happens, okay? It's up to the management to manage this. This is what they are managing. What they're not managing is me or anyone like me. And they should never, ever fucking attempt to manage anyone like me ever again. Because I don't fucking care about this bullshit, right? I'm here as a British subject attempting to colonise Australia and civilise Australia and value add Australia for the betterment of everyone, including immigrants, right? Because this is the problem. Anyone who arrived, I can't believe how shit these freaking... Sorry, I'm getting very annoyed here. We need to start mapping this out as to when you got here, right? And we need to stratify this thing out to what everyone's doing. Does this work? Yeah, this will work, but you probably can't see it. No, you can't. This is actually, never avoid or never, neglect a lesson, right? This is Australia right now. Ready? Like this. You can't see that really, but I can. That's a really great metaphor for what I'm talking about. This orange texture, although it's really pretty and it looks, beautiful, and look at this. Oh my God. Let's forgive everyone. Let's just wrap our arms around the people right now. Let's look. I've drawn a flower and a sun and a big smiley face, and you can't see any of it. It's not an invisible pen. It's just to do with light, and see what I mean? This is Australia. So I'm going to fuck that off because the pen doesn't work, and you can't see the one that does. So silliness. We need to get way better at telling a story as to what's actually going on here. Okay, and we need to end all this attempt to skew the perceptions of the story. Right? You were always going to try it. You tried it. You failed. You've brought a religiously motivated genocidal horde here intentionally, more than likely under the assumption that, well, this is a land-based conflict, and we'd better bring a warlord, fucking hideous desert people here to conquer the Brits. I wish you hadn't have done that. You know what I mean? It was only ever going to end up one way. We rule the waves. So basically, if you ever went one step, we would just go into the ocean, and then we would just skew in with Marines and kill you all. Do you get what I mean? And so there's no point. So you're basically trapped here now. If you were part of an Islamic horde, you're now the next generation of convicts. And the worst of the worst, I guarantee you're going to be a convict very soon. You're going to be put in a jail, and you're going to be made to do work to build Australia. And then once you finish that, you can then call yourself Australian. It's a wonderful thing. Go and speak to all the other Australians that have done this, all the other families that have healthily integrated into this British Empire prison. It is a prison. See, the thing is, it's like, it is a prison, except it's not a prison managed by the Australian government. And just quietly, the Australian government has done a very, very terrible job at managing their prisons. It's like a prison within a prison within a prison within a prison. It's like a Russian doll, isn't it? Right? And most of you are here in some type of debtor's prison, I would assume, because you've played all these wonderful games with debt and credit and promises and commitments and all these things. But really, when it comes down to it, if you're kind of working right now in Australia, unless you're working for yourself, if you're working for this thing, you're in prison. Now, the problem is that prison kind of had a riot, and it was a riot that was led by the manager of the prison, which is Anthony Albanese. But he's not, because he didn't get the paperwork right. We tried to tell him at every point. We've never stopped trying to tell him that this is never going to work. But he tried it. And that sucks. That sucks for all of you, right? But not that bad, because we're not terrible at running prisons. We're not fucking evil. We're not going to fucking put children in weird fucking supply chains and offload them into sex trafficking and divert them to fucking pedophile fucking government-sponsored. It just, you know what I mean? Because it's just good old-fashioned work that we need. We just need people to do work. As always, it's incredibly difficult to do intellectual work in this current climate, because you're just going to constantly run into a structure that you can't really do anything about, unless you can. And then I encourage you to do it carefully and respectfully. and you will more than likely rise to the position that you were destined to fill. But the management of Australia is about to get a phone from the boss. The boss is going, listen, this is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. I've had 16 calls today that says there weren't any pickles on the burger. And that is our trademark. If there aren't pickles on the burger, why would people come? You know what I mean? And that type of thing. Basically, I'm concerned about the 99% of Australia that is currently underutilized for anything at all. Right? And I'm not very concerned with arguing over it. I'm very pissed off. I'm sick of fucking arguing over it. This is the problem with the Federation Australia. It's a complicated legal arrangement that doesn't really fucking make sense. It's held in different places, and it's majoritively held in Britain. And I dare you to fucking oppose that. Like, do you want to try and oppose that right now? I'm not speaking to Aboriginal people that have been granted native title. I'm talking about Australians. Like, you want to challenge this right now? You know what I mean? You've spent the last 40 years spraying fucking poisonous chemicals all over your fucking your title while you're holding 1% collateral on a fucking ridiculously impossible mortgage that as soon as one thing changes. That's to the large property owners. And then, you know, we're talking about even down to the residential level. There's too much debt, there's too much promises, and there's too much bullshit going on. Like, you're all collectively spoiling the place with too much shit. And it's really weird. It's like, look, Albo can't even tell the fucking terrorists off. Do you know what I mean? Albo can't tell the terrorists off. He can't even refer to them as terrorists. He can't. You watch him fucking squirm. That's a fucking dog's breakfast, which is an Australian term, I think. And yeah, we can't continue on like this. So basically, if you're a terrorist and we get the slightest inkling that you're all going to do terror, we're going to fucking kill you and your entire family. All right? Albo's not managing this part. Albo manages the fucking, I don't know, the buses and shit. If you've got a problem, the bus isn't on time or the train isn't on time or I don't know, there's a pothole somewhere, you phone Albo. If you're planning on killing people at a beach, prepare to get your fucking door smashed in and your fucking body filled with holes. Is that starting to make sense? You know, or for the more innovative terrorists out there, prepare to be fucking, you know, led on a fucking wild goose chase in which we fucking encircle you in the fucking no man's land bush and run you into fucking traps and then fucking literally just for fun, we're going to release you into a fucking giant cage filled with wild dogs that haven't eaten. Because we're fucking sickos. We're sick, twisted Australian psychopathic fucking mass murderers. Okay? If we need to be. That's why I can't manage the fucking buses. Imagine. See, there's a thing. If you manage the buses and the bus is late, you know what I mean? And you bring out the cat of nine tails and you start whipping that bus drop people. There's unions. There's all this fucking shit. There's committees. There's these other people that are going to do shit. That's why there's a separation. There's a separate. So I understand it more now every day as I go on. You know what I mean? There's always that guy in American movies that wants to just drop a nuke on everyone. I've come to terms with the fact that that's who I am. I just have an Australian accent and I'm young and I dress in women's clothing sometimes because I'm trying to fix my body because I'm damaged from getting my head kicked in by 20 fucking retarded fucking teenagers almost, 11, 12 years ago. So imagine that. Like, I chose in that point not to fucking one by one, kill them. to seek my fucking utter revenge, to fucking send little pieces of their body back to their parents with a little note that says, this is what happens when you don't fucking make your children behave. But instead, I thought, I'm not just going to, those 20, you know what I mean? Maybe 2 of them were bad and maybe the others just followed. What can I do with all this fucking built up fucking rage and fucking revenge seeking fucking whatever? And then, you know, on top of that, then my children's stepdad tried to fucking kill me. All my girlfriends have really tried to kill me. Like, because they can kind of, I think, if you're under the perception that the management company is managing the whole fucking kit and caboodle, then there's this phenomenon where people they brown nose, they suck up to the government. This happens all the time, and we've known about it for ages. So we've known that inevitably there's going to be this kind of this sucking up to the government en masse, and they're probably going to do some event that, you know, really makes it like you know, they start referring to themselves as the state daddies and all this shit. They start treating you all like fucking infants and micromanaging. And I'm going to hold you. I'm going to wrap my arms around you and hold you just like this. It's going to be so safe. And so people start fucking sucking up and they start ratting on everyone. They're like, that guy keeps talking on the internet. Quick, get him in jail. Quick, ignore him. Don't fucking talk to him. He's going to get us all. And that is really obvious. To all of you, it just blends into the thing. But to me, very obvious, very easy for me to just do step by step, just grab that rope and just fucking run it right around all of you and then just slowly start pulling it in like a fucking fishing trawler. Just like this. Oh, look, Charles, I've caught a big bunch of communists in my fucking net here. I'm such a good boy. Like that's like that type of thing, you know what I mean? Because I found the big boss and I wasn't afraid to find the big boss, you know what I mean? I wasn't afraid to put my life on the line and fight them on the beaches. Anyway, I don't want to get worked up, because that's more about that's about this, okay? That's about defense. That's about national security, not the security of the identified national government. That's the government, because the government, a lot of times, have a look in a book. It's mostly the government that is the largest threat to the people. So I protect the people. The government manages the people. When the government does a horrific job at managing the people, I point my gun at the government and I say, get the fuck out of there. Like that. And you can all join in. Right? You can all, and you don't even have to use a gun. What you can use now is your fucking phone. If any of you want to have a look up in Bulgaria right now, there's some great scenes coming from aerial footage where I'm guessing they've all got their phone lights on and they're just politely, peacefully walking in a beautiful celebration, like a Christmas. You can sing Christmas carols. No, if anyone fucking in this day and age opens fire with rubber bullets on people holding their fucking light like a little candle and singing Christmas carols, they're never going to live that down. We're going to get every one of those people on a list. You're going to be on a list. You do not want to be on a list when Jews are getting killed, right? Because you don't want to, the Jews have already been killed. It would be really distasteful to fucking, wipe out the 50 Jews that lived in each suburb. I think it's way better to expose the fucking 5,000 communists that have fucking done all this shit. So we're gonna all get our phones. Mine doesn't work because I don't use it anymore. We're gonna put the torch on and we're gonna walk to all the parliament houses singing Christmas carols, and we're gonna say with our song and with our spirit that if the government doesn't get the fuck out of there, then these torches will turn into real torches with fire and pitchforks and fucking, spears and bows and arrows, all the fun shit. Chains, but that shouldn't happen. Usually, that doesn't need to happen. It's the effect. There is actually an inbuilt thing that happens in a human being's mind. If they've gotten to a position of power and they see that train of lights coming, weaving its way up the highways, over the bridges, through the cities, marching and marching. It's called the angry mob. But this is going to be a loving Christmas carol singing mob. And that will tell all the fucking extreme Islamists that this is a Christian country because we're singing about Jesus. And even if you don't believe in Jesus, right? They're just good songs. Just imagine that it's like Poker Face or a Madonna song that you like. And because Madonna, Jesus' mum, right? Madonna is Jesus' mum. So, I mean, maybe we could just sing Madonna songs. I'm down for that. I think it's close. It's like, it's maybe let's do that. So we'll just pick a Madonna song. Vogue. We'll sing Vogue. So like, that's the way we do it. We just hold our torches and we sing Vogue. That's fucking hilarious. And then what we can do. Oh, see, I don't ever want to be a politician because I don't want to manage this shit. Because in my eyes, this is how I'd manage that shit. I'd be like, you're all fired. Here's your rations of here's your rations of sugar, fucking coffee, tea, and flour. Now get back to work. That's what I'd say. Right? So, because we're in a democracy, you get to then just vote people in. But they know that if they fuck around, if they take too long or if they're too, then we just do that. We just go back to rations. We're just like rations. Because we're in a foreign land here. We're all down. Like if you said, I'm going to go on a project to go down to Antarctica and fucking, I don't know, attempt to build a solar fucking telescope to speak to aliens, it's going to be horrific. That's where you already are. You're in Australia. Right? The veneer of this other thing, if you want to blame someone about that, you blame the government. Because that is not Australia. Every Australian knows that is not Australia. Australia is like a difficult place to live. Yeah, but it's rewarding. It's rewarding, but it's difficult. It's like surfing. It's like you go find the best waves. They're usually in the middle of nowhere where there's a lot of sharks, and it's really fucking scary. But then you get this fun wave ride. You know what I mean? And nobody can see you, and it's that's Australia. So again, if that wasn't in the brochure, then I don't know, if Kelly Holiday doing this and Abby Chatfield doing this was in the you've been reading the wrong brochure. Because this is Australia. So do you know what I mean? You've got to vote people in to get somewhere in between. I wonder if on the black now, if you can see it, somewhere in between this, which is no one working for the government, and where it was, which was way, 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 way too many people working for the government in a time where those jobs are basically obsolete. Because we're about to discover, the whole world population is about to discover how fucking stupid human beings are. And how scammy, how stupid humans are, and how scammy humans are when they get together and decide. Because that's the thing. Think about it. If we're all stupid, then inevitably the natural selection will be there's stupid people and there's people that prey on stupid people. And they're called scammers. And a lot of those scammers work for the government. So I'm here to protect the stupid people against the scammers. And doesn't that sound like a Christian thing to do? That is basically the entire Christian religion in a simplified, Tony Robbins-esque, at 12 o'clock midday on the dot, That is a 2025 description of what Christianity is. We protect stupid people from scammers. Oh. And think about, like, listen, some of the religious stuff you just have to, like, if this offends you, write a letter to me. Right? Pretend I'm Santa Claus and write a letter to me, and you can put a Christmas list about what you wish that I hadn't have said, and I'll think about bringing it to you and putting it under the tree. But basically, if you fucking promise people that if you die and fight and die and fight and die, you'll be given 40 fucking virgins and fucking whatever. Same as the Valhalla. Like, I like Vikings, I like Norse mythology. It's you got to know how to adjust that to 2025, right? That's the whole art form of this era, right? Imagine this. When I say era, imagine this is like what's her name? What's her name? Taylor Swift. Like, Taylor Swift has these eras, right? She started as the innocent country girl playing guitar. Then she kind of went through this, like, really posh, like, bougie, kind of sophisticated socialite phase. Then she kind of went to this, I don't know, this kind of like rebellious phase. Then now she's in the showgirl phase, right? So that's the same as a world right now, as a human population. We're in the stage where you have to squeeze all the rhetoric and violent words and descriptive language, and you have to adjust that yourself in a world where there is a zillion bazillion cameras and a bazillion fucking people watching and noting behavior and all these things in an interconnected web that will inevitably kind of really expose you for that type of thing. So you've got to use it as fuel. Like, if you think of chopping someone's head off with an axe, right, you've got to use that as fuel to, like, chop through the bureaucracy, like by using cutting words and bringing up really sophisticated references and you know, never-ending, like, work. It's just a lot of work now if you want to do that type of thing. Like spoiler alert, if you cut someone's head off with an axe, you're going to jail forever, if not being killed in the street. And there never ever again will be a time that you can do that. So you have to get creative with where all that energy goes. And that's what I've done. I've been extremely creative. I've got all my colorings and just colored the world. I've done spreadsheets. I've done all the homework that my teachers said that I never did. I got really good at it, and I just did it in this wacky kind of covert way that no one could see, but I guarantee you it's all there because I'm autistic as fuck. I'm brain damaged, and I'm fucking fighting for my children's life like a fucking mother bear. Like a mother bear that some poachers have come in and attempted to shoot my little cubs, and I've gone Rah! Like that, and I'm going to eat their fucking faces off. I'm going to eat them while they're still alive. I'm going to fucking chew through their skin and make sure you got to chew every bite, right? And I've just got my paw on their head like that. Like a panda, except instead of bamboo, it's fucking terrorist. And they're like, I'm like, just like that. It's a wonderful thing, and we should all be very happy. But anyway, there's like a million things that we should probably try. And I need all that money and all those people that are like babysitting real people that are really good at scamming the system, because that is an art form. And you would not believe, right? There's there's the obvious. There's the obvious way that people are still like. Does anyone in this country not know someone who is frequently stealing from Bunnings? This is where I wish I had an audience. Sometimes I get so upset because if you have an audience, they're like, yeah, I do. Like, because everyone knows someone who's constantly stealing from Bunnings. Because this is Australia. It's a really big prison. So everybody's stealing. So what Bunnings does, when they manage their Bunningsness, they just make everything cost 10 times more than it should to cover the fucking degenerate scum that are constantly stealing from them. Then they just let people steal now. And everyone's like, Bunnings. And then they basically took every small hardware business owner out the back of the desert, blew their fucking brains out, and buried them in a shallow grave. Bunnings. It was started by Bunnings was started by two crazy fucking weird fucking Wild West brothers. Yeah. Who were fucking literally paid to build an asylum. And this is the Australian government. This is I mean, let's just have a referendum now. Let's have a referendum. Do you want our help? Because I'm quite happy. I've got quite a few heiress, female suitors that have dropped their handkerchief my way and have said, would you like to come and live on my estate and ride my horses with me? And they say that in all different languages. And I'm like, because they know, they're like, he's a genius. He's a very smart cookie and we could really use him. And he's also sexy and good at sex. So they want to do that. So I'm like, I can leave. Yeah, I'll just leave then. I'm trying to help everyone for free. And I'm thinking about leaving. So you all decide. You say, do you want our help? Or shall we leave you on your own? Are you all right? Are you guys all right down there? Like this. Like it's like I'm hearing some things about Australia. Are you all right? And when kids like, have you ever been in a place where like everything's going to shit, but you're telling your parents it's all right? This isn't one of those occasions. This isn't like you're not going to be judged if you say, no, we really need your help. It's really bad down here. Then we'll say, oh, jolly well, we'll sort it all out then. We didn't want to interfere. You said that you wanted to look after it all on your own. Yes. Well, do you want to help? We can help you. Yeah, we can. Well, we do want to help. Would you like us to help? Okay, then. It sounds like we want. I'll be there very shortly. And this is the problem. It's like that's the millennials of our Gen Alpha, whatever the Gen Zs, whatever the fuck they're constantly doing that. Constantly phoning their parents for help. I didn't get any help from my parents. I had to help them. I got educated and things like that. But not a lot of help like all of you get. It shocks me. Like when I'm around people that get helped this much, I'm like, what are you? What is this? Because I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, I can't wait to be a granddad and look after all my kids. If one of my kids recklessly has a child at the same age as I do, that's like now. And I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off. Bullshit. You're not fucking leaving your kid with me. I have to fix the entire country. Because that has become the perceived thing. It's like, oh, I'll get the fucking parents to watch the... Fuck off. I've just fucking finished. I haven't even finished looking after you, you little pricks. I'm not going to look after your fucking, your devil sport. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to look after your thing. at all. No. I can barely hang on to my fucking property and my fucking tools and shit because I'm having to fight this thing. And this is the problem. So if you are one of these people, you got to stop doing it. You know, it's going to be a fine. If you're helping out your fucking like middle-aged fucking children raise their 1 or 2 children, like, and this feels, do you know how weird this is to say this type of thing? So they can pay off a fucking impossible mortgage for an out of control communist management system that's basically a Ponzi. It's a pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not going to help you box up your fucking Amway orders. You crazy, crazy fucking people. I'm not going to help you sell fucking doTERRA oils. I'm not going to help you sell Tupperware. Fuck off. If this country doesn't stop looking like a fucking Tupperware party, I'm going to fucking kill some people. And by people, I mean terrorists. But as they're dead, I'm going to leave bits of their body around your little beautiful little fucking suburbs where you're all fucking selling Amway and Tupperware. Got to let the fucking dingoes loose. We're going to make sure that dingoes, you know, because we need to feed the dingoes, but we can't feed them out in the bush. We've got to feed them in here. It's complicated because there's too many fucking kids riding around on electric scooters, and so we've got to let the dingoes out to fucking chase them. You know what I mean? It's really simple to manage a country when everyone isn't being spoiled. And obviously, like, some of these are exaggerations, but they're not really. But I'll remind you, I'm not in the government. I'm in defense, right? So if the government needs to work with us, we're saying these things. If we take control of the government by force, this is what we're going to initiate. And we're basically at the door. So the government needs to fucking basically chop itself in half. It needs to fire half of its people, and it needs to take their money, and it needs to put them in people that know how to shoot people from far away very efficiently and very responsibly. That's it. Because that's everything. As soon as you can get someone you can really trust to have a really high-powered, long fucking gun that is at the willing, completely disciplined, absolutely ready to fucking, you know, to come in, intervene, and end a thing like that, that person can do anything else as well. That's the opposite of what the government is. The government is like a big fucking, it's like, this is the thing. Think about the playgrounds, right? They fill the playgrounds, all that soft fall shit and fucking bubble wrap and all these things, right? Then they come in and say, our government needs to be this, the jobs need to be this, everyone needs to be bubble wrapped and fucking all these things, rah, 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 da, 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 da. Like that doesn't, then you get this. That means every single little fucking inkling of someone's like discomfort is taken literally serious by this retarded management company. And I think we need to get to the point where we go, this is all of our fault, right? This isn't Albo's fault. This is everybody's fucking fault, right? And the minute that I see Albo and his new wife retire, right? Just with you know, full pardon, you're going to retire. You're going to open a florist shop in Western Sydney. You're going to let Fast Eddie, or Eddie, whatever his name is, open his Jewish bakery right next door to you. And you're going to get Albo's flowers and Ed's fucking bagels. And then the rest of the country can just be fixed. And that florist shop will be the most wonderful fucking place in Sydney. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone in Australia is going to want to go to Albo's florist shop, buy a bouquet of flowers, walk down to Bondi with a fucking bagel and stick their flowers on, and that fucking money is just going to tick over. And that's the Albo that I want to see. That's the fucking British Empire, British East India, Dutch East India fucking absolute certainty that is going to happen as soon as I fucking turn this off this morning. We're going to get Albo is going to finally thrive. He's in the wrong position. And haven't we all been there? Haven't we all been in the wrong position from time to time? And see, I learnt this from all of your mums. If your mum is in the wrong position, I gently just move her to a different position. And then I whisper and I say, is that better? And she says, yes, yes, lots of times. She says, yes, lots of times. And so this is what I'm doing to the country right now. The country is very much like your mum. I'm adjusting her position carefully. You treat a woman carefully. You don't throw. It's careful. It's like a beautiful, just like this. And then you always ask, is that all right? Unlike that footy player's son who basically just, I don't know. But yeah, it's all consent. And this is the thing about people may make it like consent. They make it boring, like a government checklist. Consent is like non-stop. It's like every little thing is like, you like that? Is that all right? What about this? Oh, what about that? What about that? What about this? What about if I grab Albo by the back of the fucking head and make him be a florist right next to a Jewish bakery? What about that? What about that? And everyone's like, yes, 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 yes. And then Albo gets his yes. It's Freudian. It's all in Freud's thing. Albo has been said no to that many times that this was his pseudo-masochistic thing. He was like, well, is the whole country going to say no to me? And yes, they did. But do you know what the whole country is going to say yes to you? That you're finally allowed to be a florist in Western Sydney next to a Jewish bakery. And that is the Australia that we will all inherit. That is the Australia that we can be proud about. That is the Australia that we can fucking project to the world. And the world will finally get the fucking message. They'll go, holy shit. Because it's the ultimate, like, odd arrangement. It's like crazy fucking, crazy, wild, murderous, primitive fucking, like, throwbacks to a bygone era of masculinity and overambitious, HR managers that transition beautifully. Overambitious, slightly fucking anti-Semitic HR managers that get their second wind and second chance to do what they've always wanted to do and arrange flowers in Sydney next to a Jewish bakery. It's exactly like American History X. As long as we can avoid the ending, right? So it's this. We're at American History X right now. They're going to set up shop next to each other because Albo actually got kicked out of the church, right? He got kicked out of the church for being too gay. I'm thinking there might be a bit of closet homosexuality in Albo, and good on him. He didn't get kicked out of the church. He left. He said, fuck you, church. I'm out of here. I am flaming, crashing and burning out of the prime ministership into the florist in Western Sydney, right next to the Jewish bakery. We all fucking hold hands. We all sing Christmas carols. And we send the message that somehow we keep this whole thing going. We just keep it on going. We're all in this together. We just keep the murderous, colonizing fucking, Highlander fucking warrior fucking William Wallace's right next to the fucking prancy little fucking drag queens. And I'm both of those fucking things. Both of them. Imagine that. That's why I'm in so much pain. So I've got fucking William Wallace, right? And fucking Taylor Swift just living together in the same body. All right. think that's enough today. So I've got to write on the shopping list that I need a new black whiteboard marker. Because obviously you can't use a white. I couldn't use the white one on the whiteboard. Oh my God. I have to use a black one. I have to use a black whiteboard marker on the whiteboard. I tell you, it's about now. It's times like this that I really wish that I had a Jewish bagel shop down the road. I would wrap my lips around that Jewish bagel shop, and I would barter with them as well. I'd be like, no, $2, no, too much. It's $1.50 maximum. This is all I pay. I don't pay no more than $1.50. You $2 is too much. What is this? Huh? What is this? Weimar Republic? Is this Weimar Republic here or is this Sydney? Huh? I want to pay $1.50. No more. What do you think? And they go, I tell you what, $2. It's $2 or you leave. You leave. You go to Jester's and buy pie for somewhere. Leave. And that's, you know what I mean? But I don't have that here yet. I'm still explaining to the West Australians what a Jew is. I'm trying to explain to them because they've never met one before. They might have heard of whispers of one like the Yeti or the Yowie. But I guarantee you there's way more Jews than there should be. That's just kidding. Just kidding. That's a really inappropriate joke that you should never make, ever. I only get to make it because I'm taking care of the terrorist problem, and there is way more of them than there should be. Way more. Way more. If you get a bagel, right? If you get a beautiful fucking bagel, fresh out of the oven, pure white, beautiful crisp top bagel, right? And then you get a handful of poppy seeds and stick it on the top. Those poppy seeds are how many Muslims there are too many in the world, right? And they literally, if they're not putting poppy seeds on that, they're putting poppy seeds into heroin, and they're sending that around the world as well. So it's like, don't just think terrorist. Don't just think people getting shot at Bondi. Think King's Cross junkies fucking dying. Think the opioid crisis. Think the fucking everything. Don't forget. You know what I mean? You got to get all the poppy seeds off that thing. So the trick is, if you're going to be racist, you've got to be racist to everyone. Everyone. And then you're not being racist at all. You're being intellectual. You're being egalitarian. The problem is, if everyone tries to not be racist to everyone, they usually get more racist because you're like hiding it. This is like someone who hides like sweets and they eat more of it. You know, they're having to hide it because they want it so bad. That's the thing. Freudian again. Albo wanted everyone to say no to him because it's some type of weird sexual thing. And the super racists pretend that they're never racist. So the trick is, and we've been doing it the whole time, is just be fucking racist to everyone, including yourself. That's it. Then everything kind of settles. Everybody's racist. Every race is shit and should really. There is enough reasons for every fucking race on earth to be absolutely, in the words of Penny Wong, eradicate it. There is enough reason for every single race, especially the fucking Chinese lesbians, to be eradicated. See, they're just, we're going to run rings around them. This is what they've been doing, and they've gotten used to it, and they can't stop. That's why they need to retire. Penny Wong needs to go, retire out of fucking politics and become a Subaru fucking dealership. She's going to buy a Subaru dealership, just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road from fucking, no, she's in South Australia. She's going to buy a Subaru dealership right next to the mountain bike shop and the I don't know, what else do lesbians do? Yeah. And she's gonna get all that word association she did. She got mastered to learn how to put eradicate right next to Semite with one fucking word between it. She's, you know what I mean? That's some fucking Chinese brain shit right there. That's why we've got to be careful of the Chinese people, because they're that good. They just, you know what I mean? Think, because they've had to learn our language in this weird way. Have you seen Chinese signs? They're just like, I don't know, I can't read that, right? So they've learnt our culture by reading our signs, and so they know all the tricks. They're like, eradicate anti-Semitism. Oh, anti means remove. So like, this, ready? The last one. This is it. Fucking eradicate anti, which means non-existent, Semitism. So it's like, that's some fucking not Persian, that's some Oriental fucking witchcraft right there. Because the anti, you're like, anti means to remove, or it means to not be there. It's like it's whatever. So it actually means to like the anti. It's like to extract or hate, whatever the fuck it is. But so eradicate, already a word, because the Jews are one of the only people on earth that have actually actively people have actually attempted to eradicate them. I don't even know where you'd start if you wanted to eradicate Chinese people. Like that, think about that. You have a woman representing the largest monolithic fucking single fucking insulated culture on earth on fucking national fucking radio, using a foreign language to her, saying eradicate anti-Semitism. That is some fucking psycho shit. That is some Nuremberg fucking Himmler, fucking Hitler, as a Subaru drives past and pulls in next door. Is that you, Penny? Holy shit. That is some fucking crazy shit. That is some really crazy. And this is the thing. Stop it. Stop it. We're going to catch you. You're going to have to explain these things in English. You're going to put the little microphone is going to be in front of you in the stand. And I'm going to say, Penny Wong, why did you use these three words with a fucking convenient pause in the middle? Like, do you understand? When you're speaking another language, a lot of times the words move around. This happens all the time in French and Latin. So the words move around. They're not always in that order. Each one of those words was selectively, carefully fucking chosen to put that sentence out, and that is what they are continuously doing. And if you're going to do that, then I'm just going to say, let's kill all the Chinamen. Let's kill every fucking Chinaman in the fucking country. Let's eradicate Chinamen from Australia. Yeah, I'm not fucking around with this linguistic bullshit anymore. This is my fucking language. This is my fucking country. Yeah, you want to come here and fucking try and cheat and hack and black hat the fucking algorithm of fucking spoken word. You can suck my fucking dick, you lesbian cunt. I reckon that's probably all you need as well. So there's your options. Cool. Well, I think it's been a productive day. I look forward to the future of the country under the new management. And I look forward to hearing the Christmas carols and seeing the fucking footage. Have a great day. Oh, and by the way, I did babysitting duty of a child today as well this morning, unpaid. That included, we put together a complicated little marble thing. We played guitar and built a model boat that was sailing in the swimming pool. So this is really getting ridiculous, and you should send me my paycheck now so that I can buy a motorbike, which I can actually buy myself, but I can't because I'm doing all of this, and all I want to do is go for a fucking motorbike ride to clear my head. That's all I've wanted to do for 4 years. For 4 fucking years. All I've thought about is getting outside of that 5G and just riding a motorbike and then pulling over and then just yelling as loud as I can where there's no one around and letting all of this fucking steam out. Because you are cooking my fucking brain in here and you know that you're doing it. And I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of all the lies. I'm sick of all the bullshit. Every single fucking little bit of it. Not one person in my fucking life has a fucking guarantee that they're going to be in my life when I'm finished with this. Because I'm sick of it. This is a fucking stupid way to fucking run a country. It isn't. It's insane. It is like you're literally just torturing me non-fucking stop because I can fix the problem. This isn't Swordfish, that movie where fucking, you know what I mean? Where Hugh Jackman is getting a blow. And that, or maybe it is. Like, let's do Swordfish. Make me sort out a fucking problem while I'm getting a blowjob while fucking John Travolta's there with a gun to my head. Fucking do that. Not this shit. I'm sick of it. I don't know why I keep going. I honestly don't. I'm not fixing everything, you cunts. You are all going to fix everything. This is it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to, like, it's... Fuck! Anyway, all right. Goodbye. Have a great day.